Okay, sorry about the storage problem and having to continue the video in a part two. So yes, I believe our peers and like just who we surround ourselves with, not only that, but like where we live, those are the biggest social determinants that are important to achieve a good health status. Obviously, where you live provides many different things that affect your health status: access to healthcare, accessibility of healthcare, ability to have viable employment to afford healthcare. Um, Viable employment that gives you the money to buy groceries and food that is not only healthy but good dietary options. So yeah, I think where you live is definitely a huge part of it. Just in terms of accessibility and quality of care and quality of care that you can provide to yourself as well. So we have our second last question here. We have, what health profession, in your opinion, would you choose to properly address health disparities in underserved communities? So I see it's worded health profession. There are a lot of different professions that can help with health disparities, but if we're sticking to just straight health professions that can help health disparities, it sounds pretty basic, but I believe just doctors or medical professionals of that nature, primary care doctors, if I'm going to be very specific, because growing up, we all have pediatricians. Well, hopefully, we all have pediatricians or access to good pediatricians and primary care doctors. These are people that follow us along through our progression. I know we went through the life course model this week in week 2. These are people that will see your progression in your health over the years. So I believe that pediatricians and primary care physicians can help address health disparities the best. Why is that? They see your progression from your health. They look at familial history of certain diseases or illnesses or what you're more prone to or more prone to developing later in life. They may be more in touch with the community that you're from, whereas they may be from that community themselves, or they may be working in the area that they are practicing and servicing. And they're going to be quite knowledgeable on how to address health disparities as healthcare professionals, or at least they should be a little more than the average person, right? So, how do I plan to impact underserved communities in a culturally sensitive way? This is a great question because I actually bring this up to my students, and I believe that I can impact underserved communities in a culturally sensitive way through my profession and through my job as a phys ed and health education teacher. I always try and get my students to look at everything through the health triangle, as I make my little triangle here, through a physical lens, a mental lens, and a social emotional lens. All right, we should address every issue or kind of topic in health ed through those 3 lenses and assess it through that. And I always try and put my students in the shoes of others, predominantly the shoes of others that are less fortunate and may not have the same perspective. So I think through open discussion, education, these are ways that we can get people to discuss health disparities. You can talk more about your perspective and viewpoint and where individuals come from. I think we learn best from each other, and that is the best way to start, okay? If we understand the struggles of being poor from another student, or maybe the struggles of not having,